On January 3rd, 2026, the world woke up to an event that quietly rewrote the rules of modern geopolitics. The United States, in a highly coordinated operation involving more than 150 aircraft and elite Delta Force operators, captured Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro directly from his own territory. This was not a drone strike, not a regime change invasion, but a precision extraction of a sitting head of state within hours. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky publicly suggested that the operation revealed something far more unsettling, that Washington had demonstrated a method for dealing with entrenched authoritarian leaders many once believed were untouchable. Most analysts immediately dismissed any comparison to Vladimir Putin as fantasy. Any hypothetical attempt to capture Vladimir Putin would collapse instantly without one essential ingredient: insider betrayal. Putin's security apparatus cannot be penetrated from the outside by brute force alone. Russian air defenses, intelligence agencies, and layered physical security are designed precisely to defeat external threats. The Maduro operation demonstrated this reality with brutal clarity. CIA teams began quietly entering Venezuela months before the extraction, mapping Maduro's movements, habits, vulnerabilities, and routines with assistance from regime insiders who had already decided their loyalty lay elsewhere. History reinforces this lesson. In June 2023, the Wagner Group mutiny revealed something even more dangerous than rebellion: systemic paralysis. Despite days of warning, Russian security institutions failed to respond coherently as Wagner forces advanced toward Moscow. Command structures froze, orders contradicted each other, units waited. Authoritarian regimes depend on the illusion of omniscience. Putin's system projects total control, but internally it is fragmented, bureaucratic, and deeply mistrustful of itself. The Wagner episode proved that Russian security services can become immobilized even when the threat is obvious, slow-moving, and publicly visible. Analysts later concluded that Wagner could have reached the outskirts of Moscow if it had continued north. The lesson is unsettling. Russian command and control does not degrade gradually, it collapses suddenly. Defections since 2022 reinforce this vulnerability. FSB officers, military commanders, and even members of Putin's Federal Protective Service have defected, often carrying classified information. Organizations like Net have facilitated the escape. One of the most damaging revelations from defectors is how isolated Putin truly is. He does not use mobile phones. He does not browse the internet. He receives information only from a narrow circle of trusted intermediaries. This isolation is meant to protect him. In reality, it creates an information choke point. If conspirators controlled just a handful of trusted channels, they could feed Putin a false version of reality for a brief but critical window of minutes, not days. In high-risk operations, confusion does not need to last long. It only needs to last. Russian air defenses are formidable on paper. In practice, Ukraine's repeated drone penetrations of Moscow exposed a structural flaw. Russian systems are optimized to detect missiles and aircraft, not small, low-altitude, slow-moving platforms. This vulnerability is not new. In 1987, a German civilian pilot landed a Cessna near Red Square. Decades later, drones reached the Kremlin itself. Israel's 2024 strikes on Iran demonstrated something even more relevant. Russian-made Delta Force exists for precisely one mission set: capturing or eliminating high-value targets under extreme conditions. Its structure small, assault teams, deep reconnaissance elements, and rapid global deployment has proven effective against Saddam Hussein and ISIS leadership. In the Maduro operation, helicopters flew at extremely low altitude, while cyber and electronic warfare blinded defenders. A replica of the target compound was built and rehearsed against until breach times were measured in. This is where feasibility stops mattering. Russia's nuclear command structure introduces a risk unlike any other. Automatic retaliation systems exist to respond to confirmed decapitation strikes. However, these systems require verification of presidential death. A capture not assassination creates ambiguity. Orders would stall. Verification would be demanded. Confusion would spread through already fractured command channels. This ambiguity window might last hours, but hours are enough to end civilization if misinterpreted. This is why no U.S. president has ever authorized direct action against new. History shows authoritarian leaders rarely fall to foreign armies. They fall when their own inner circles decide survival requires betrayal. Stalin's security chief, Ceausescu's generals, the Soviet Union itself. The Maduro operation demonstrated what modern intelligence integration can achieve against non-nuclear states.